Beautiful, isn't it?
It's really nice.
You can hold it.
What is it?
It's a puzzle. And it's almost finished. Keep going.
So if I solve it, do I get a prize?
I do.
Hey, sexy monkeys! I just got done watching Hellraiser not that long ago. That came out on Hulu, and it definitely, in my opinion, it brought that franchise back. It definitely needed the Hulu thing, and the Hulu thing is definitely like if you watch Prey, it brought back the Predator franchise, and Hulu is just on roll when it comes to rebranding, refreshing these franchises in horror genre. And Hellraiser has the next one. Because watching this really made me want to go back and watch all the Hellraiser movies. And personally, I've only seen the first two Hellraiser movies. And as a horror guy, I absolutely enjoy horror movies. But the Hellraiser, like, I'm not much of the gore stuff. So when it comes to the gore, it's like, I kind of push away a little bit on that stuff. So that's why I was very, like, I haven't gotten into this franchise really at all. I would be completely honest. But after watching this on Hulu, I am like really curious what these movies are like now. Because this, in my opinion, was fucking amazing. It was awesome. First thing I realized is when it comes to Hellraiser, what makes a Hellraiser movie a Hellraiser? Well, the box, of course, a pinhead, and gore. Those are the three things that really define Hellraiser. And like I said, I'm not a Hellraiser person, but when I think of Hellraiser, I think of those three things. This movie absolutely delivered on all three things, but with the gore, they definitely like lowered it just enough where I can watch it from start to finish without like looking away that much. Because the other, the first two Hellraiser is like, oh, it's just really, really gory. They tone that shit down. So it was nice because us people can really watch it, and it brings a brand new audience to this franchise. So I thought that was perfect. Essentially, the plot of this story is you have a young woman that's struggling with addiction, and she comes in possession of an ancient puzzle box. And when I say ancient, is this movie starts out in Serbia, and when you think of Europe, you think of old, ancient. Because in America, of course, the land has been here. It shows as long as Europe land has, but when it comes to America, we're only a couple hundred years old. We're like 200 some years old. And of course, the Native Americans were before us, but still, it's like when you think of old, like pyramid, like Egyptian, it's not America. So where am I going with this? I thought the tone of this whole movie was so fucking scary. It really was like, in the soundtrack was awesome, but like this movie made me like not want to come across that box ever. Seriously, it was one of those things where like if you get this box, you're fucked, and there's nothing that can stop you. Hopefully you don't get cut when you get this box, but wow, this movie really delivered on the production value. Like, you definitely can tell they put the money in the production value. That guy's estate, Mr. Voight, which is from ER. If you watched ER growing up as a kid, that's Dr. Luka Kovac, baby. Love ER. ER is one of my favorite TV series ever growing up. So when I saw Dr. Luka Kovac, I was like, I know that motherfucker. Great actor. Anyway, his estate reminded me of 13th Ghost. I love that shit. Love it. Of course, in every horror movie, you have a cliche. And this cliche is people breaking into something to get money because they're poor, they're broke. And instead of finding money, they find something else. And they leave with that something else. In this case, is that box. Which, you should have left it alone. But with that box, I also love how it comes with the different levels of configurations, and they explain it. They have a name to it. I do enjoy that. And during my research, someone did mention that has never been brought up through the whole franchise. So I was like, really? They do all these movies. There's a lot of movies in this franchise. They have not brought up each level, like the name and all that stuff, I thought that was really cool. Of course, with the Hellraiser movie, you want to feel that unsettling. Hellraiser and Saw, they go together really great. They are. And with Saw, it's like I love Saw movies, but when it actually comes to like the final, like the moment where he'll get fucking killed, I'm always turning away because that shit, I'm just ugh. Hellraiser, same thing, but like I said, they delivered to the point where I was like, this is that opening scene kill with that boy, that sex slave guy, and he gets killed like in the background, and you just kind of hear it. It's like, dude, that was fucking amazingly good how they delivered on, just because it's the theater of the mind. What you don't see, your mind puts in like the worst. Oh, it was crazy how you kind of see it, but you don't see it, but you really just hear it. This movie is totally rewatchable. Like, rewatchable factor is huge on my list. If I can watch a movie and instantly watch it again, like this one I've seen twice, and I really want to see it again. That's already like, I could rewatch this over and over and over. So that's a huge factor in my book, and that really tells me a lot about this movie. I love it because when you rewatch something, you're learning something every time, which is great because that's what a movie should be. Because when you watch the movie at the very end, like, oh, I need to rewatch it now. Now I know how this movie ended. This movie was like that, so I'm very happy for that. At the end, it left plenty of room for a prequel, a sequel, a trilogy, a franchisee, more. I know it's already a franchise, but it's like to add on to the franchise. Plenty of room to go from here. Hulu, you did great with Hellraiser. You did great with Prey to add on to the Predator franchise. I cannot wait to see what you got next. Good job. At the end of the day, I give this SkyGene score of a 7.4 out of 10, which is essentially like a B. And you think 7.4, it should be maybe higher the way I've talked about. Yeah, I realize my rank is really strict, so 7.4 is very fucking solid in my book. Yeah. Is this the best Hellraiser? It's pushing it. I'll do a segment one of these days of, the Hellraiser rankings, but 7.4, man. Alright, Sexy Monkeys. Hope you have a good day. And just remember, be kind and rewind that VHS tape when you return it.